and start recording. All right, so I just wanted to say welcome again. For those of you who are new, we had a lot of growth this past month, the month of May, in our group. I'm super excited you guys are here. There's lots to learn, and I know it can be kind of overwhelming, but it's also very rewarding. So I've been with Scentsy since September, and I still learn things every single day. So don't be afraid to ask me questions. If I don't know the answer, I will definitely find out for you. If I have to ask 100 people, I will try to find out the answer for you. So don't be afraid to ask. Please don't ever feel like you're bothering me or anything like that. That is what I'm here for, to answer questions, to help lead you, to help guide you. So please don't feel like you're a bother. I know a lot of you say that to me sometimes, but you know, I don't want to ask you this because I feel like I'm bothering you. Okay, as long as it's not like past midnight when I'm asleep, you're not bothering me, I promise. So tonight, like I said, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's not the most exciting or thrilling topic that we could talk about, but it's something that is extremely important because, and it's kind of one of those things you have to learn as you go, and the more you do trainings and the more you educate yourself about this business, the more that you're going to learn. So one big thing is compliance. So if you work a public job, you know there are certain rules and expectations within your workplace. Scentsy is no different, but there are some that they really take seriously, and trust me, there are those people out there that just troll and wait for you to slip up and do something wrong, and they will report you to Scentsy. Like, who has time to do that? But there are people out there that are just waiting for you to slip up and do something you're not supposed to. Most of the time, Scentsy might just give you like a slap on the wrist, tell you not to do that anymore, ask you to take down a certain post, whatever the case may be. But, you know, if it's a repeat offense or if it's something more serious, they could actually take your business away from you. So I don't want that to happen by any means. So I'm just going to quickly go over very quickly, throw a bunch of information at you. So if you want to be writing this down, I'm also going to show you in the workstation where you can find all of this information and read it more in depth. But these are some things from compliance that kind of just popped into my head as being the most common, the most heard of, things that you can easily slip up on if you're not careful. I've caught myself being out of compliance, if I'm being completely honest. If I see you post something that's out of compliance, I will let you know so that you don't get in trouble. So please don't be offended by that. I'm just looking out for you because, again, I've done it myself. I'm still learning. I know there's probably things that I do that's out of compliance that I don't mean to do it, but I did it, okay? So if I let you know something, please don't, you know, take offense or anything like that. So the first big one is we cannot sell any Scentsy products on e-commerce sites like eBay, Amazon, Mercari, the Facebook Marketplace, the Sampson County Online Yard Sale, things like that. You cannot sell Scentsy products. As a consultant, you cannot advertise your business and sell products on those kinds of platforms. Are there consultants that do that? Yes. If you go to eBay or Amazon right now, you would see tons of that, but that is against compliance. So one thing that you have to be careful with, especially with Facebook, you can post something and it may have absolutely nothing to do with you selling anything, but for some reason, Facebook will tag it as a selling post. And sometimes those are automatically uploaded to the Facebook Marketplace. So please do not, or please make sure you're paying attention to that. I have to go back and change posts all the time, so they're not considered a sales post. It could be something totally not related to selling, and for some reason Facebook flags it as a selling post and it will post it to the marketplace. So be mindful of that. Also, we cannot sell Scentsy in retail locations. So if like your friend has a beauty salon, you cannot set up Scentsy products for sale in those places. Or if your friend owns like a small boutique, you cannot, since it is a retail location, set up Scentsy products to sell. So just keep that in mind. There's some, and I'm not really going to go too much in depth with it. I'm going to let you guys do some research on your own. I'll kind of guide you in the direction you need to go. But there are rules and regulations that you have to follow when you do vendor events. So like one of them is like a farmer's market. It's not technically like a retail location, like a business, but a farmer's market is there consecutively. So it's week after week after week that farmer's market is there. So you cannot set up a booth at a farmer's market like that for an extended period of time. Scentsy does not allow that. If you have any questions, you can always ask them, send them a message and ask if it's in compliance, and they will gladly tell you. All right, this is a big one. This is something that I kind of had to learn the hard way. But Scentsy is based on religious values. If you did not know that, our CEOs are about to leave to go on a mission trip to London for 3 years. So they did their last end of the month live the other night, the end of May. So they really frown upon anything that can be viewed as gambling. So if you want to do games in your groups, that is perfectly fine. But there are some things that you cannot do. The big one are any games that are considered pay to play. Like definitely raffles. That is a no-no. You do not raffle anything. I see lots of direct sales companies doing that, but Scentsy does not allow that. So you can't say, I have this whole basket of goodies. You can buy a spot for $5 and maybe your name is won or is drawn to win. You cannot do that because that's considered pay to play. They are having to pay something to participate. You can do bingo in your groups. I've done bingo before and it was a hit, but you cannot require somebody to like pay for their bingo cards or pay to get extra free spaces. So what I do is I open it up to everybody. Anybody can play, but if you want to have them do a little something, work a little harder for it, you can offer like extra free spaces for inviting friends to your group or extra free spaces for sharing the event on their Facebook page, okay? They're not having to pay anything, but you're giving them a little something in return for their hard work, but no money is exchanged. You can also do, I'm trying to think of another example, like, I did like the mystery game for Easter. That was one. Everybody had to pay $10 a spot. So yes, they were paying to participate, but they got $10 or more back in value. And then one lucky person got the golden egg, and it was actually Deandra who's on tonight. She literally had just joined the team and won the golden egg. And so you have to compensate them. So if they are paying something, they have to get that value's worth. So everybody got at least $10 worth of value, and then just one lucky person got extra. And so that is one thing to keep in mind. So yes, play games, get your sorry, I was reading something. Getting your group members involved, yes, definitely do that. But they cannot pay to play. Okay, so another big one is there's a thing called bonus buyings. So we are in the middle of an incentive period right now. And so this is something that Scentsy is really cracking down on right now. So you cannot bonus buy, meaning if you are trying to reach a new title or if you are trying to reach an incentive or some sort of award, you can't just go on there and buy from yourself, or like this incentive that we have going on right now. You had to have consultants, teammates that reached certified. So if I was trying to encourage one of my consultants to reach certified, I couldn't go and place orders under her name to boost her to certified so that I could get the incentive. Okay, see what I'm saying? So bonus buying, you can never just purchase and buy and hoard items for the sole purpose of achieving a rank, a title, or trying to win an incentive. And one great thing about Scentsy that a lot of people ask is, do I have to carry inventory? Now, if you look behind me, you will see a lot of inventory, but that is because I do a lot of events, okay? I do lots of vendor events. I'm always doing like bundles and baskets and things like that, and these are the items that I pull from. And also, I do open houses. So, like I did one for Christmas, I let people come in and see all the new Christmas items and shop around. Now, I don't have my stuff set up like a shop where people can just come to my house anytime they want and shop. It's not like that, but that is why I have so much stuff. So if you look behind me and you're like, okay, well, do I have to carry all that inventory? The answer is no. Scentsy actually prefers that you don't carry inventory, but since I do so many vendor events, I do have to keep things on hand, so I have items to take with me. So that's one great thing about Scentsy. So if you're worried about investing a whole lot of money in stock, you don't have to. You don't have to carry not a single wax bar if you don't want to. So don't worry about that. You absolutely do not have to carry inventory. Also, if you're advertising, or I know a lot of you are new, so you're creating your new Facebook groups and things like that. Anytime you advertise something or you use a cute Facebook banner or a photo or a flyer that you found on Facebook or Google, please make sure the products that you're advertising are products that are current, okay? Because you don't want somebody to see a warmer that they really, really like and want to purchase, and then you have to turn around and tell them, that warmer discontinued 2 years ago. It's no longer available. Okay, so you're kind of setting yourself up for failure if you do that. We have tons of wonderful products out right now, so don't be advertising something that they can't even get, because you don't want to get their hopes up, and then that could affect your sales and things like that. So just be mindful of that. There are lots of wonderful flyers and things that you can use on Google, Pinterest, Facebook, but just make sure that the items are current. And another thing that I kind of slipped up on when I first started is pricing. So Scentsy is available all around the world, and of course our pricing is different. So a lot of times, US and Canada, somebody will post flyers, a US version and a Canadian version. Well, their prices look higher than ours. They are higher than ours. So make sure the flyers, if it has any kind of pricing on it, make sure, number one, it's the price that's advertised on the Scentsy website. And number two, make sure that it is the price in US dollars, not in Canadian dollars. So just be mindful of that. I caught myself posting Canadian pricing quite a few times, but just check. And I always like to double check and make sure it's the price that Scentsy has on their website. And while we're talking about pricing, the price that Scentsy sets is the only price that we can publicly advertise, okay? So Scentsy sets out a price, but then it also sets out prices for like bundle and save options with the bars and pods. I mean, there's several items that you can bundle and save. So if you say share those bundle and save numbers or prices, yes, it looks like a discount, but that is a discount or a special that Scentsy offers. So that is perfectly fine to share. However, if you are doing a special, running a special, it is up to you what sorts of specials you want to offer your customers. Like, for example, for my birthday celebration, one of the specials I did was buy a wall fan diffuser and get a pack of pods for free. That is a special that I did. I got those pods using my host rewards and my half off credits. So I wasn't paying anything out of pocket, but yet if they were to go to my website and buy a wall fan diffuser, they're not going to get the option to get pods for free. That is a personal special I was running. Or another example is right now I'm doing the 10 bar special for $42. That is not something that they can get from Scentsy. So anytime you do any sort of personal special, it has to be communicated privately. And the lines are kind of gray there. Some consultants say that if it's in a private Facebook group, you can share. Some say you can't. If you read Scentsy's compliance, technically you're not supposed to post, even if it's a private Facebook group. So I'm just throwing that out there. Take it as you may. Some say you can, some say you can't. But as far as like posting it on your personal Facebook page or in your stories where the general public can see it, personal specials are a no-no. So what you could do is, like, you could take a picture or find a graphic of the 10 bars of wax and say, you can get 10 bars of wax for how much? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And then they would have to reach out to you, or they could drop a comment or an emoji and you reach out to them, as long as that communication is one-to-one. Okay, so if you have any kind of personal specials, please do not post those numbers on your story, your Instagram, or your Facebook page, or any other kind of public platform. The app called Hit 'em Up, HITEMUP, is really great. It's like a texting app. You can add all of your contacts. So most of you have probably gotten a text from me through the Hit 'em Up app. You can type out one message, add your graphics or whatever, and send it. Now, it doesn't send it out as a mass group text. It actually sends it to individual people, which I love. But you don't have to sit there and copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, send. So check out that app if you want to give that a try. I use that a lot to advertise my specials because that is one-to-one communication. It's you and one other person. So just be mindful of that as well. And only two other things that I can think of, or if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box so I can go over those real quick before we wrap up. Whenever you are talking about income, that can be how much money you made. That can be you won a trip. That could be you won an incentive, whatever it is. If you are awarded something that has especially a monetary value behind it, you have to provide the income disclosure statement. That is just to cover your butt. It lets people know that results may not be typical. So just because I make X amount of money a month doesn't mean that the next person is going to make that amount of money, even if we're the same rank or title. Different things play a factor in that. So anytime you post about anything related to income, incentives, trips that you've won, things like that, you always have to post the income disclosure statement. And a lot of times consultants will just copy and paste the little income disclosure picture. And I'll show you how to get to that in just a second. And I'll show you how to find out all things compliance. So I'm trying to keep you guys out of trouble, I'm still learning myself. So if you guys see me doing something out of compliance, let me know. Because it is easy to do, and sometimes you don't even realize it. It's totally innocent. So it's nice to have each other's backs with that. And last but not least, if you watch the end of the month live, we have lots of exciting things coming out very shortly. So we know for sure that Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast will be released in the month of June. And I'm just like over the moon excited. They're like my two favorite Disney characters. Those are Disney products. Those are licensed products. If you haven't heard yet, Scentsy is partnering with Warner Brothers, and word on the street is that there will be some Harry Potter releases coming. I'm so dang excited for that. But anytime we have a licensed product, so that could be the Warner Brothers, that's Disney, that is like the National Hockey League, the NFL, the Major League Baseball, anything that is a licensed product, you only need to use Scentsy's marketing images. Okay, so I know we like to create these cute flyers and graphics and things like that, but when it comes to licensed products, you have to use Scentsy's marketing images, which can be found in your workstation under Scentsy Success. Now, if it's just a warmer or a wax that's in our catalog, go for it. Make those cute graphics and flyers and things. But if it is a licensed product, please, please, please stick to Scentsy approved marketing materials, okay? And you can find everything you need on your workstation. And literally that includes, like, if you share a picture from the marketing tab on your story, that is even including going up there and type in text like, look who's coming to Scentsy in June. Okay, if your wording overlaps that flyer or that picture at all, you are out of compliance. Even if it's just words, it's not a flyer, you didn't doctor it up, you just typed up some wording, that is still out of compliance. All right, does anybody have any questions right now? I know I went through that super quick, but I told you guys I was not going to keep you long. I do want to show you two things real quick. I'm going to share my screen here in just a second, but if you have any questions, please, please, please drop them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. So I am going to share my screen. All right, here we go. All right, so what you're going to do is go to your workstation and log in, and we are going to go to Scentsy Success. Everything you need to know is under Scentsy Success. It is a little difficult to navigate, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, so I'm getting a thing saying that we're going to end in 10 minutes, whether we're ready or not. So I'm going to make this fast. All right, so I want to show you how to find all things compliance. So I want you to just search compliance. And I always like to go over here to training and just filter it. All right, so you've got the compliance guide video, the marketing guidelines for licensed products. But if you go right here to lesson to compliance guide, there is so much in here. So you can see where I've already read through all of these. But start with the introduction. It's a lot of reading. You can just skim through it, but really pay attention to what you're reading. So everything I went over is in this little section right here. I mean, it breaks it down really nice. Marketing materials, online marketing, how not to get yourself in trouble, things like that. I will post some other graphics as well that do like some really nice like picture comparisons, what you should do, what you can't do. And then also in Scentsy Success on your workstation, if you search for income disclosure statement, if you go right here, here's your PDF. You can copy and paste this picture right into your Facebook story or whatever that you are advertising your trip or how much you got paid this month, or maybe you paid off a bill and you want to show, look what Scentsy can do. It can help you pay off your bills. Well, since that's technically related to income and money, you have to post that. So just post that picture. That's what most people do, or you can actually attach the link to that as well. All right, I am going to stop sharing my screen. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap up? I'm going to attach, number one, I'm going to share this to my YouTube page, and I'm also going to share it to our group page. And then if you have any questions, if you watch the replay, just drop them in the comments so I can address them. I'll also be posting those graphics that I was just telling you about, the side-by-side comparisons of what you can and cannot do. So hopefully we can stay compliant with everything. I'm sure there's a whole lot more. There is a lot more, I know. But I was just trying to pick the ones that you hear the most about, or the ones you might run into. But if nobody has anything else tonight, I'm going to jump off of here. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I appreciate it. Tomorrow is Friday, so enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday, and I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.